it says I'm live. Let's find out. Going to the live dashboard. Excellent. Show how to use encoders. Double checking. All right, it says I'm live. That's yes, we are. All right, good. All right. Today is hi, David. Dave Knight here at Dave Knight Trading. Trade Crazy. I own both of them. .com. I haven't done anything with them, but they are, as far as I know, I still own them both. I probably should look at GoDaddy again. I think I saw something from my insurance business that came up to be renewed. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, December 12th, 2025. I have put myself through many different things right now since August. I am finally getting to the point where I feel pretty confident in things that I know I can do, and the other side is I know things that I can't do. What you're looking at right now are well, three big arrows. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, but three separate trades. Let's minimize this for now, and let's talk about my accounts. And I want to talk about this one first and what I screwed up here on my Lucid account. Notice that the Apex 210. I am being very aggressive on EA 210. Again, that one will renew on the 19th, so I have to make or break that one by the 18th. I don't want to pay $100 to renew it. Lucid is where I'm kind of putting my hat in the rink right now. I was toying around with different odds and ends with Lucid. I like the $2,000 end of day. What I'm closing in on the Lucid account is what kind of contracts do I want to trade? Meaning how many. Usually I give myself two to play around with, and the third combine, as Top Step would call it, or whatever. Anyway, so I probably will fail this one as well. I'm $870 away from failing this one. So I've already set aside money in December for our early January for another Lucid account. So all things good there. My PA is still living on and breathing right now. Here is where my PA stands. Balance 778. I started at 571 today. I was able to pull out $207. I was aggressive in my PA this week, and I don't know where I finished up. I think I was at 49 something last week. I decided to take them a little easier on the PA. This is the one that I caught the very first trade with. Actually, my first 3 trades were winners today. I was only trading 3 contracts. I haven't made up my mind, and going to break even very quickly on that. I'm not a fan of Apex. I like Apex. Apex has been, I can't say they've been good to me because they haven't. End of day drawdown bullshit. Max trailing threshold and me don't get along very well. And then you can see the sim account. The sim, I caught this move coming up right there. That's the sim move. It should have been the only long setup after, and we're going to talk about what I've been putting on the charts here. I caught PA28 caught this move coming back down. This is the opening range. I think they call it orb. I've been studying different things, but when I saw this bar fail here, I went ahead and went for it. I liked that I only had to risk right above this 5-minute bar right there. So PA28, this is where I caught the majority of my win on this 5-minute bar coming down. I actually got in. So that one was that locked up PA 28 on this bar. I probably should have held on to it. I had a line in the sand here with uh, we're going to talk about that actually. Let's talk about what I saw on the 60-minute chart and then where I kind of screwed up because it did rebound to start with. So looking back at the 60-minute chart, I had this line on the chart here, here, and I thought, okay, it's going to, if it comes down, the first line of a bounce would be right off of this level here. So let's mark that right there at 24.40. Let's actually put a line on the chart there. Let's put a line right here. And let's go back to the one, oh, that's not a good line. So there's the trend line coming across. Now trend lines are put on charts to be what? Broken. But I saw this a little too late. And if I would have caught it in the very beginning, my Lucid account would have been a winner and then I would have reversed it. I didn't see it right off the bat because I was looking, where are we going to go to? So this is me having to take more time to figure out, like up here. I've got to understand where we could go. If market would have went up today, this would have been an area that you would have looked at for resistance. It didn't. We had actually, we're going to come back and look at this too because this was part of my, actually let's just look at it right now. If you look at the 30-minute chart, you'll see the break. So I saw this gap and I thought we could trade into this gap and maybe get up to here because we've already rallied up into there from 4:30 to 5. And then we have this gap from 5 to when the market opens up here at, what time is that? That's 6:30. Well, actually, it's before that. 6 o'clock, right? 7. 5 minutes shows it too. Where's the 5-minute gap? All right. So 6 o'clock opens up. This is the first 5-minute bar. 6 to 6:05. So we had, I guess the gap could be all the way up here, but I put it right here. And I thought we could trade into this gap in the 15-minute range when I was first looking at it. And there was a gap on the other side to start with. Looking at the morning, we didn't really, we didn't break. So I actually had 2 areas in line that I was looking at to start with. This is just shit that I'm learning along the way. So this one was, I thought we'd break one way or the other. And I think I had it down below this level right there, looking at the 15-minute. So I think that's where I saw. No, we went a little bit lower. So we had this range here. Notice that most of the 15-minute incorporated this level to start with. So we basically only had, on the 15-minute range, we only had from here to here available at this break. And this is where I made most of my money, by the way, on EA 210 and PA 28. I traded last Lucid account, and then I went to Sim after that. So maybe I had it even down here. I can't remember. I might have had it all the way down here on the 15-minute chart. But let's just say this is where, I think I had a long, anyway, so we had a long line coming down from this level to where we could come back to retrace. Pretty sure I had this level on, not that one. And then you can see the 15-minute range inside that little movement that we had. See some trades I had yesterday, by the way. I had a good day yesterday. I got my Lucid account and packed up 49.5, and then I decided to lose $630 today on it. I made 500 yesterday and lost 630 on 2 trades. Yeah. All right, so let's go back to the 60-minute. And we see this right here, right? A double bottom, and then the third time pushes through. I thought we'll have a triple bottom and we're going to go up. Don't think, right? But that's what I ended up doing. Now we want to go to the, let's go over here to current market, and let's go to the 1-minute chart, because there was a bounce to start with at that line. Let's go back. So we did bounce. We went down here to S2. We bounced temporarily, and I got in on one of these bars, I believe. And then the thing went, oh, no, wait a minute, that's not it. This was the other one. Hold on. Let's go back to the other line that I drew on the charts. That was the one break. All right, let me get rid of that's the line that I was thinking of. Yeah, that. Hold on, I got too many lines on the charts right now. This is the area that I got caught with, and I probably got the lines on top of that. There it is. Yeah, that's why, because I had the other lines on top of that line. So we come down here, we initially have the move up, and it's looking good, and then I allowed it to turn over on me, which I should have, I woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? This movement coming down, I respected that line. It broke through there, and I should have went short to start with right there. I did catch this move down on, that's the one I caught, EA 210 on this one. And I caught this on SIM, this move going up. And I caught this with PA 28. Where I screwed up my day was right here when the market moved up and I didn't allowed it to come back, and I think I got involved with it right here. Actually, let's go to a 5-minute chart, because I was looking at the 5-minute chart at that time. So it bounced here, and this is the bar I believe I caught, which was, there was no good bar to catch. I jumped it early because I thought, oh, we're going to break at that point. So my Lucid account was just a bad trade is what I'm getting at. When I was trading this had no reason to trade. There's no 5-minute bar that says do that. So that was a very bad setup for me today. Let me get rid of this right here. This was the opening range breakout that never went back to have a trade in the open range breakout. It failed and it broke through. So my PA 28 caught a little bit of this move. The Lucid tried to catch this move. EA 210 was this move I caught. And then this little wedge down here. This is the only time that you should have taken a long today, after this bar right here. And I did catch this one on my SIM account. And I trade the SIM very aggressive, so that's why you see it up 1,200, because I go after that account. I was a buyer inside this wedge right here, by the way. I started buying here, but I should have waited this bar. So I did buy again here. I was long 18 contracts on the MNQ micros when this move happened. So I was a short 9 and short 9 again. So it came almost down. I had my stop below this mark right here. On that, I probably should have. And then you see this level right here. So I went and bought again here. This is where my buy came in. No, excuse me, at the 50% level. I bought again on this range right in here. And then I lied, and then it finally moved up on me, and I bought one more time right here. So I think I was 9, 6, and 3. So first, actually right here was my first attempt. But this was too early to come in right there. This is my first, so I went long 9. I should have not got long here. It never went above that level. This was a mistake. This should have been my 9 contracts right here. And this should have been my other 9 right here. But I bought 9, 6, and 9. And I cleared out on the 21 bar right in here. I had some at this S2 level, and the rest I got off here, and the last trailer was broken right here on the 21 line on this move coming down. Now this is the first trend, counter trend break. Most likely what will happen, I'm not really going to pay attention to it, but it might do something like this. It might come down, retest this over here, and then go up into the end of the day, or it's just going to end up right in here. Price action, who knows what it's going to do. Most likely though, this level here is going to retest down into here somewhere. Maybe even get up to here, who knows. Then again, maybe it's a V-shaped bottom, we go straight up to the moon. I don't know, it's Friday, I don't care. It's after 11:30, I'm done on the trading day. To let the market do what the market wants to do, I guess, in this sense. But in a nutshell, that was my trading day. Where I screwed up, again, was my Lucid account. I had no business going long on this falling knife. And for the life of me, I can't understand why I did it, but I did it. So I was aggressive, and 2 trades later, I got stopped out. I wanted to get, I know what I did, what I wanted to do with it. I was very aggressive in the Lucid account. I was trying to get it above, it was at 49.5 to start the day, and I was trying to get it above 50,000. So I was looking for a $500 winner, and I thought, well, maybe that long would be, and maybe, well, maybe, well, maybe, well, maybe. And it kicked my ass, because what I did is I looked at the market. I thought, okay, we're going to bounce off this trend line, and we're going to go back up into the 15-minute opening range. I thought, right? I thought. What was showing me, it's, if you look at the 5-minute, there was nowhere in that 5-minute range that said go long. Go long. Is there anything there that says go long? No. Dumb shit. So this is where I should have reversed it, but I got stopped out at this level because I was trading too many contracts, and it went down and it ran me out. And so PA28 caught this win. Lucid, I was thinking we're going to come back up. That's why I'm looking forward to Copy Trader coming. Miles is talking about the Copy Trader coming next week. So then I won't have to be trading. Maybe I'll only trade. I think you need a DGen account. Maybe my DGen account will be at Apex, especially with the 90% offer deal they got going on. I think that might be, and then it's 50% rebuy of a 177, which I'm not. Was that 177 times 0.5? $90 to renew it monthly, but I'll probably get a. You have this 16th. That's probably where I'll pick up my DGen account. I think every trader should have a DGen account. Then you have to have your real ones that you're trading. PA 28, I just messed with that this week. I had that one up. I think I had that one up to 49.5, and then I lost. I did lose yesterday, and today I gained back a little bit of it. And this was probably my best trade of the day right here, the EA 210 coming down, and then the sim trade coming out of this range. That was a pretty neat little trade. This one, it was my PA 28. I wished I held that one on and allowed this to hold on a little bit more and better. Let's go to the 1 minute on that one, because that one's where I got caught. So I got in. This bar, I think, was the bar that got me in. Went up a little bit, then it came down. It came to the 15-minute range. I believe I cleared out the trade right in here. Yeah, I'm pretty, yeah, it was right in here where I cleared the trade out. We went down below the 15-minute range, and I thought, okay, we're going to come. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. This would have been a nice exit right in here. And the last trailer would have been maybe get out here if I was smart. The 21 bar was not run until right in here. So maybe I could have held on to it all the way through this level with one contract. That would have been smart of me. The 21 EMA, when you have a nice winning trade, to hold on to that last one. It's difficult to do when you're in real time and you're going after it. So that, in a nutshell, so I don't know. I'm learning, I'm getting better. I feel like I'm growing as a trader. I have been studying Al Brooks. It's kind of the situation that I've been looking at. And I've been playing around with other different methodologies as well. I told myself I was giving myself to the end of the year to figure out what I wanted to do. Next week will be my last trading week for the year, 19th of December. Taking off the next 2 weeks, and then if I decide to trade again, it'll be and I'll make up my mind next week. Right now I'm just, this is what I'd like to do I'd like to do this is my dream job, to do this, to trade for a living. It's a lot of fun. I listen in on Nutty Bars and other different channels, but I'm just basically learning how I want to trade the markets. So in the nutshell, that's what I'm doing. Have a good one. All by my lonesome here today again. I don't know when last time I had someone in the room. But a weekly update, that's where it was. We talked about Friday. Open range breakout, this was this area right here. This was, if we look at the 5-minute mark, we have 1, 2, 3. And this is the break area that we wanted to get back into, and then take this side. This side didn't go up. It had 1, 2, and 3. So this was the 15-minute range. I believe this was the high. This was this was 935, 940, 945. So this was the low, this was the high of the 15-minute range. We went down, we came up, I saw this, and when I was exiting this, I thought we were going to come back up and then go down. 5-minute chart would have kept me in this trade, and most likely would have been out here. I don't know. I'd like to have been in that PA 28 longer and see how I would have handled it. Coming down here to this trend line, if I had it, I saw it a little bit late. I had this level on the charts to start with. Get rid of that line right there. And then we had the third point. and then we had to move up. So this is when I was done with PA 28, and the Lucid account was right here. And I thought, okay, we're going to triple bottom. We're going to go back up. And that's what I thought. And you get in trouble thinking, right? We had support here. We had support here. And bam. But I had some accounts left over to be able to trade this. So I was able to catch that one. Like I said, EA 210, I caught a nice movement coming down. That was for $515. And the sim account was this move going up. My Lucid, this should have been the Lucid account, and I should have got above the $50,000 mark on this Lucid. If I would have had Trade Copier, I'm not sure how I would have traded that. So I'd have had 3 accounts in it, or 2 accounts in it. I would have had my PA28 and the Lucid account, and hold EA210 on the side. All right, well, that's my week. We talked about the gap. We talked about where the range was to the upside. We talked about the range to the downside. I looked at it as a triple bottom. It said, no, I'm not a triple bottom. I'm going to go establish another level. And I'm just thankful I had an account left over to trade EA210. Like I said, I'm going to go try to get that one. I don't want to pay basically $100 to renew that one. So that one's got to be EA210 has to pass before Thursday, because I don't want to pay $100 for that account. Where I'm setting my home right this second in time is at Lucid Trading. So I, like the end of day, I've got to treat that with a lot more respect. Most likely I'll buy another Lucid account, but most likely won't be until unless they have a super duper sell, because it's another thing. What do I like about Lucid that I don't like about Apex? Let's get into this real quick. Need to drink a coffee. I bought my last Lucid account for $84.50, and it's a one-time fee, and it opens up to a funded account that there's no activation fee. And with I think we talked about it last week. Let's pull that chart up. Let's put up Lucid again. Let's talk about why I like them. Verify you're a human. I think it's a no-brainer. So we have Lucid Flex. This is what I'm trying. So $78. This is probably what I'll end up buying one more and just leaving it to the side, because look at this over here. This is why I like it. One-time payment. And look at this. Account activation fee. Free. Funded rules. No consistency in funded. You need to make $150 on 5 days at any time. You can trade up to 4 minis. I don't really want to do anything close to that. Notice I'm anywhere between, I debate between 2 and 4 micros. That's where I live. Not worried about any of the scaling plans below initial trail. I'm not really, but max loss limit 2,000. So when you start out the account, it's 50,000 to 48,000. And I'm talking myself into buying one more, to be honest. So I'll probably end up buying it today, because I don't want to lose the 40,000. Excuse me, the 40% discount, because I bought the last one at $84.50, I believe. Yeah. And the reset on that one is $76.50. I think my live account, it's $84.50 to reset that. So I'll probably keep a fret. And this is what I like about this. This one is a no-brainer. There's no, it takes me, to be honest, There's people that can throw a ton of money at these evals. They look at it like, okay, I'm going to load up on 10. I bet you right now Apex with a 90% deal, people are probably, some of the ones that are out there buying 100 of those things out there, and they're looking at, they'll pay half of them long, half of them short, and they don't care. So that's $290 on 10, right? 5 long, 5 short, use a CPI, hopefully 5 of them pass. But I've seen people do that and get hit both sides. But there's no rules in the evals. That's how they get their PAs. My PA, it took me, I think it was, I forget how many days it took, but it was longer than 20 trading days. And there was a subscription fee that kicked in. That one, that PA 28 that I was on the old way of they did things, which Apex has. Basically, they're punishing you if you hold it more than a month. So yeah, you get it at $33.40, but you got to renew that subscription at whatever 177 is, 88 and a half, and until you get hit with that, so 88 and a half plus 33.40 is $121.90. The Flex eval on the Lucid is 78, and you can take as long as you want to get it to fund it. That works the way I trade a little bit better without punishing me. Where I get my problem that I am right now is I'm thinking I got to pass it in 20 trading days. Because roughly every month has 20 trading days. From the moment you buy your eval to the moment when that market that is going to sub is going to renew, the eval is going to renew, you got about 20 trading days in a month, 19 to 20, to pass it before the renewal fee kicks in. Lucid has no renewal fee. Now there's other guys, I mean, Clay Trader talks about Take Profit Trader. And the reason he promotes that, to be honest, he's got the $119 code, Clay, whatever. The reason he promotes that is that if you hold it another month, he gets another subscription. So his affiliate income comes in on that money. Same thing with, if they get the affiliate money that kicks in for any of those accounts that you hold past 30 days, they get what they, like yesterday when I was listening to his room, he wasn't real happy about the 90% deal because he gets like, what, $3.30, 10% or whatever it was, $3 and whatever. So he was quoting last time $22.90, where it was at 29 bucks before at 50K. He gets $33.40 or $3.34, I think, on a renewal of someone on that 90%. But he gets, they hold it past 30 days, which, you know, most people don't. Because why would you hold something that's going to charge you $104 on that next time that comes out? It just doesn't make sense, right? So that's my reasoning why I like the prop firm Lucid over the others. So if I do buy that Lucid account, I'm not going to start trading it most likely until the beginning of next year. That's kind of my thought process on that right now. I think we've got everything I want to talk about. What are we on time? I'm dealing with a cold, by the way. Where's my Streamlabs at? How long have we been in here? 30 minutes. That's enough. Almost 35 minutes. Let's call it. All right, this is Dave Knight here. Today again was Friday, December 12th, 2025. I'm looking into next year to apply some of the things that I've learned. I have learned a lot of stuff over the last 6 months of my life, or I wouldn't, not 6 months, that's 6. August, I started looking at the market in July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, I guess it is 6 months. But officially, I started back in August. I was unable to get one of my, notice that I started at EA 197, I believe, this year, 195. And I took half of those, it was me trying to pass the EAs on um, one try on the NQ, trying to go after the NQ on one try, and you trade three at it, and you get hammered quickly on the NQ, and next thing you know, you're lost it. So half of my losses have been me trading the NQ 10. I've not passed one of these on by trading the NQ at 10 contracts. It just doesn't work out. Has not worked out for me, to be completely honest. Um, I live in the NQ. This is this my 210? This is a 369 chart that I was toying around with, but I'm living in the 5-minute range land. This is where I find my home to be, in the 5-minute range. This is, and looking, excuse me, 5-minute, not 60-minute. I find myself living in the 5-minute range more times than not. This is where my home, where I start and I finish at. And sometimes I go and look at the 1 minute. The 1 minute worked really good today on this break. So this one right here on the 1 minute, 10:52, was a nice down trade. There was the exit. It came back. That was my exit out. So this is EA 210 today. I was real proud of that trade. I saw that one, the wedge. So that was a nice little trade I caught. Probably my best trade of the day. And I did see this one. I just got in a little bit too early because I tried to come in on this bar. And I came in and it never went above it. Then when it came above on this bar, here's where I went. This was the real true long signal right there. Shifting from 5 to 1 minute when you find a trade setup, I like that idea. I'm still playing around with it. So you're looking at the 5-minute chart to give you direction, and then you're going down to the 1 minute chart to find your trade to come in on. It's kind of where I'm settling in. Hopefully this has helped you over the last few months I've been doing my weekly breakdowns. I've learned a lot of stuff, a lot of information, and I'm throwing away a lot of stuff, and I'm keeping the stuff that I like. What I definitely like is a 15-minute opening range, trying not to trade the first 15 minutes. Honestly, where I got hammered this week was trading inside that first 15 minutes. That, I just, there's more to be said about holding and waiting until the market to decide what the WTF it wants to do before you get involved in it. So you go short here. This is me. Go short right at the open, get stopped out. Go long here, maybe make that a little bit of a win. Top of the range, go long here is usually what I do. Is I go short here, I go long here, I go short here. Maybe this one wins, maybe it doesn't, maybe it's just a break even altogether. But me waiting around, and I know you think about it, you think, well, what happens if the market in the first 15 minutes goes up 15 minutes? Well, so it goes up. Eventually it's going to come back down. I got to be a lot more patient in my trading. So the hard and fast rule right now is when I first come in the morning, after I make up my decision, I sit here on the 15-minute bar. This is what came in. This is what made me think about that opening range at the 15 minutes. You sit here on the opening range at the 15-minute, and you let the market do its thing for the first 15 minutes. Look at this right here. This is the first 15-minute bar. It closes below that. But if you look at it, this in the first 5 minutes of that 15-minute, it goes down, up, close, down, close. "15-minute clears out a lot of that garbage in your head. Down, close, you're thinking short's better than long right there. And that honest to God is the reason why I took this trade, because, well, we closed underneath this, we went down underneath here, and I went for it. And I had a small loss to the top of that candle. Which was right here. So my stop was a little above this level right there. This bar formed, I went short on this bar, and my stop was right above that. I like that trade because that stop was very small, and it rewarded me on PA28 today. I just wish I'd held for more profit. All right, people. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for keeping up with me. The 19th. Next week will be my last weekly update, and then I'll take 2 weeks off from trading. We'll see you next Friday. This is Dave Knight here at Dave Knight Trading, also Trade Crazy. Have a great one, and we'll see you on the next video on the 19th. Bye for now.